Hello, HT Youth! Welcome to the first of possibly many HT Youth Connect videos. I'm sad that we can't be together today. It's like super weird. The world is changing. I'm recording this on Thursday, the 19th of March. And maybe it's Sunday when you're watching this, or maybe it's later. But my guess is that things have changed even more since today. But HT Youth Connect is our way of saying, look, in this season, we can't really gather together in church for a little while, but we can still gather as church. You know, we can't be in church, but we can still be church. That's what I meant to say. So, welcome. I hope you're sitting somewhere comfortable. This is my house. These are my cushions and my sofa. It's relatively comfy. I'm going a little bit crazy working from home, as you'll probably be able to tell from this video. But hey, this is where we're at for now. You have to bear with me and bear with the youth team a little bit over the next few weeks as we work out how to be YouTube superstar vloggers and Instagram influencers, and mostly how we can connect with you guys and how we can make HT Youth Connect a great place for all of us in these slightly crazy times. But here we are. And we're going to spend the next little while together doing kind of a condensed version of what we normally do on a Sunday. And with that in mind, we are going to start, oh yes, we're going to start with a game. Come on. We had quite a fun brainstorming session this week as a youth team about what our online game could be. Thought about rock, paper, scissors. Are you ready for a quick round? We'll go on 3. Right, ready? 1, 2, 3. So, yes if I beat you, gutted if I lost, honours even if we drew. But we thought we could do an even better game. One of the awesome things about quarantine is that you end up kind of, it's not really quarantine, is it, right now? But one of the awesome things about working from home, self-isolation, is you end up finding stuff around your house that you had lost or forgotten about. And for me, I have rediscovered my much beloved ukulele. So we're going to play a little intro song guessing game. I'm going to play you 5 songs, possibly the only 5 songs that I know on ukulele. I'm going to whistle along and you can try and guess what they are. If you're watching with other people, you can see who gets it first. If you're watching on your own, you can just see if you know them and score yourself out of 5. If you get 5 out of 5, let me know and I will respond with a thumbs up emoji to however you contact me. Okay, here we go. Are you ready for this? Question 1. By the way, I can only play ukulele in 1 key. Hopefully I'll learn. I've got lots more spare time now. So some of you might be better ukulele players than me. I apologise. Here we go, question 1. Classic. Okay, question 2. Remember the chords, Steve. Question 2. Beautiful. Question 3. I'm sitting on my sofa next to my living room window, and periodically people just walk past and they're like, who is this nutter who's built a pile of boxes, balanced his phone on top and is now playing ukulele in his living room? That nutter is me. Question 4. This is actually in different key. I learnt this especially for you. Here we go. Kind of finished halfway through a line there. Bit of a classic emotional tune. Finally, question 5, slightly more upbeat. Can I remember how to play it? Question 5. hopefully more songs will be coming in future. But are you ready for the answers? You might want to pause. Here are the answers to our game this week. Question 1 was Hey Soul Sister, or maybe it's just called Soul Sister, by the band Train. Question 2 was Riptide by Vance Joy. Question 3 was Little Talks by Of Monsters and Men. For me, it's one of those songs that I always hear and never know what it's called, so don't worry if they got that wrong. Question 4 was All of Me by John Legend, an emotional classic. And question 5 was Ho Hey, but maybe it's called Hey Ho. And now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember. Hey Ho. I think it's called Ho Hey. It's by the Lumineers. You can Google that and find out. Well done, well done. If you've got a 5 out of 5, thumbs up emoji to you. I hope that was fun. Now we're going to move on to think a bit about faith. One of the passages in the Bible that I have been coming back to a lot in the past few days, and I know that loads of other Christians have been writing about it, vlogging about it, all this kind of stuff, is Psalm 46. So you might want to grab yourself a Bible or open the app on your phone or whatever. Find Psalm 46. This is an awesome chunk of the Bible. A question for you. When was the last time that you felt just like relaxed, just calm, just chilled? I remember over Christmas, sitting by the fire with my family, drinking tea. It's just like perfect British calm. It's winter, so it's like 2 p.m. and dark outside. And there's something about that time of year that I love, and you can just sit around the fire with your family. I wonder when the last time you felt chilled was. My guess is, for lots of us, the last few days have not felt very chilled. I know for some of us, or for all of us, this will affect us in different ways, this coronavirus pandemic. Some of us will get worried about our futures and what this means for us. Some of us might be worried about friends, family, or others. But this is a psalm that speaks directly into that situation. But there's this incredible promise that even in the midst of crazy, even when the world does not seem like it's going as it should, there's like a peace and a calmness for us that comes from God. So let's read the first 3 verses of the psalm. Psalm 46, it's on page 570 if you have my Bible. Here we go. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. I love this. It's written by some guys called the Sons of Korah. We don't really know much about them. But when I read it, I'm like, well, I don't really know any mountains. You know, if you live in Cambridge like I do, everywhere is flat and there's no sea. We have a little river and we have some kind of tall, old buildings. But these guys almost certainly were somewhere in the Middle East. And you have to imagine them coming out of their front door every morning and seeing somewhere in the distance some great mountain ranges and perhaps a lovely sea nearby. And they kind of walk out their front door one morning, they say goodbye to their dad, bye Cora, and they walk out of their front door and what they see is, oh my gosh, the mountains are literally falling into the sea. Like that would be crazy. And this isn't literal, they're not describing something that happened, but it's a metaphor for those times in life when things that seemed like they would never change, you know, mountains, things that seemed like they would always be there, that they would be solid, that they would be stable, those things seem to be crumbling and moving and doing all kinds of things that they shouldn't be doing. And that, I think, is how lots of us might be feeling at the moment. Stuff that seemed really solid in our lives, like school, for example, or something in the future. You know, stock markets. I know lots of young people, lots of you guys probably, stock markets, who cares? But you know, stock markets and all these kinds of things. These things are changing and some of them are crumbling and it feels like a time when the world is going a bit mad. But what do these guys say about it? They say even in that time, the start of verse 2, we don't need to be afraid. How can they say that? Check out verse 1. I love this. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. When the world seems unstable and things seem crazy, God is still the same. He is still our refuge. They say it again in verses 6 and 7. Nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall, God lifts his voice, the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. And they say it again right at the end of the psalm. It's a simple thought, but it's really helped me. You know, in the last few days, I've gone through all kinds of emotions. One of the biggest ones I felt is just frustration. Like, I had these plans and maybe I was going to go on this holiday and everything, and now none of those plans look like they're going to happen. And I'm stuck indoors and I really just want to go and see my friends, and that's hard. And a little bit of worry about, gosh, what are the next few months of my life going to look like? And what about some of my family and my friends who might be a bit vulnerable? But I just take so much courage that there are guys in this psalm who felt things like that. And they've said, in those times, in exactly those times, God is a refuge. We can run to him. Every single one of us can run to him. He will be a fortress. He doesn't get infected with the viruses. He doesn't self-isolate and keep, a safe 2-meter hygienic distance. He comes close to us. It says later on in the Bible in James, when we draw near to him, he draws near to us. He is close to us. Nothing can separate us from his love. He is near. He doesn't grow tired. He doesn't get ill. He is always the same. He is our solid rock to stand on in these times. And we know it even more than these guys did, because we've seen Jesus, who came and he suffered the worst. He was tortured and abused and insulted, and he died. But he rose. And it shows that nothing can hold down God's love and God's power for us. Not even the worst things that can happen can hold down his love and his power for us. So what does that mean for our lives? What's the fruit? We've talked about fun and faith, but what about fruit? What does this mean for us? Well, there's a few things we can do that might be helpful. Maybe when this video is over, something you might want to try is get Psalm 46 and literally just write it out on a bit of paper and scribble all over it your thoughts. Circle little bits, words that jump out of you, draw little arrows, write what you think it means for your life. I did this earlier. Here's my version. Some of you will do this really artistically. I don't have that gift, but I do it quite a lot, and it's really helpful just to kind of unpack a passage and be like, God, what does this mean for me? What do some of these words mean for my life? Another thing that I found helpful that we can do is trying to find a corner, maybe a quiet space, maybe go for a walk if that's something you're still allowed to do, and find some peace and quiet. Maybe just for 5 minutes, set a timer on your phone, put it on airplane mode, and sit in quiet with God. When I do this, sometimes I spend a bit of time just venting my worries first, I'm worried about this and that and this, and then come to a place where I can sit quietly with God and even just repeat verse 10 of this psalm slowly to myself. Be still and know that God is God. Be still and know that God is God. My worries aren't God. My fears aren't God. God is God. You could give that a go at some point this week. In fact, every day I'd recommend it. Spending a bit of peace and quiet time with God to let his peace come to you. And lastly, family. I think when we can receive that, when we can know that God is our fortress, it's going to affect the way we treat the people around us. Now, family is something that's particularly weird in this time of pandemic because we can't see lots of people that we'd like to see. We can't gather in our groups in the ways we normally would. And watch this space, because the youth team are currently trying to work out ways that we might still be able to do some kind of small group stuff as HT Youth. But all of us will have people around us, family, friends, people we live with, and other people. So what does it look like for them? Well, here's a little challenge for us. As we spend time asking God to be our refuge, as we give our worries to him, we know that there are still people around us who will feel worried. So my challenge is, every day, look for one person and think of one way that you can go out of your way to show them a bit of love, to help them maybe with what they feel worried about. Now this will look really different for all of us, and we'll spend a bit of time fleshing this out maybe in the next few weeks. It might be helping someone in your house with a task that they need to do. Parents, if you're watching this, don't take advantage. But youth, like, how could we be Jesus' arms and legs of peace and love in our houses, in our homes? How can we help other people? It might be sending a message to a friend, getting in contact, saying, hey, how's it going? Want to chat? Want to FaceTime? Or whatever that looks like for you. It might be writing a note and sending it in the post, if the post still works, or on WhatsApp or whatever. How can we at least once a day, look out for someone and show them a bit of love in a practical way? That's my challenge for us. I think it would be so exciting, and I think God will bless us as we do that, and loads of other people, hopefully. That is all for now. That's the first HT Youth Connect session. Like I said, hopefully we grow and we learn how to do this even better, but know that the youth team love you guys a lot. We will be praying for you. You can email me with things that you want us to pray for, and we will pray for that. And hopefully I'll be able to tell you more stuff that we're going to do in the next few weeks. But for now, loads of love. Have a great rest of your week. See you soon. Bye.